Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Sunday, I'm gonna record a bunch of videos because I'm gonna be busy this week. But check it out. I came across this article from Mr. Guns and Gear. He posted this on Twitter. I wanted to share it with some of you guys because some of you guys enjoy, the whole drama on firearms, I guess, in a way, right? Everybody remember the Sig P320. Supposedly, if you drop the gun, it was gonna fire and all this stuff, and it's actually a bunch of information about it, about this pistol, right? And there was so many jokes and stuff like that. I remember I shot one of them. I enjoyed it very much. It was fun. It was, if I remember correctly, the trigger was really nice. It was just a fun pistol to shoot. But nevertheless, there's always the jokes every now and then in those videos where people go like, oh, make sure you don't drop the pistol, right? So apparently there was an individual that actually followed a lawsuit. And let me share my screen right here real quick. Definitely share your comments down in the description below. Before I get into anything, you know what to do. Subscribe to the Jarhead 6 Ride channel so you can see me riding motorcycle. Subscribe to the Blessings of Liberty channel, my other channel where I talk about a bunch of other stuff. And here's a tweet from Mr. Guns and Gear. Obviously, you guys know, excellent gun channel. And he says, Sig Sauer faces the $10 million lawsuit over the P320 after the pistol allegedly, and let me kind of go into here. This is the article right here. Alleged accidental discharge wounded a federal agent. And it's interesting how the title here, it goes like this, but if you see the Twitter account right here, it says a Marine vet. Why do they gotta use the Marine vet? If it's a federal law enforcement, but they had to throw the Marine in there, right? Maybe to give some credibility or something. I don't know. But again, here we got it, and let me just read a little bit of this. This was posted 19 February 2021. Obviously, if you guys want to check out more, I linked the whole article down there. But a former U.S. Marine and a federal agent has filed a $10 million lawsuit against Sig Sauer, alleging that his holster is Sig 320, a pistol that the Army, you guys know the Army sidearm is based, accidentally discharged, firing a 9mm bullet into his right leg. And wow, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to prove this. I really think, and kind of going to give you some thoughts about this, it's going to be really hard to prove this because, when it comes to the law and going to court and all that, you're really going to have to prove that the weapon, it was, something happened, that it was wrong with the weapon, that it wasn't your fault, Everybody knows that one of the most dangerous thing is to holster a pistol. And again, I'm not going to question this guy. It could potentially happen, but you guys know how easy would it be to unholster and holster and have an ND or something like that. It is something that you got to keep in consideration. That's why I always say, taking your gun out, unholstering your pistol is something that you need to practice. You need to do it, in a fast manner because you never know when you're going to face a threat, right? But holstering the pistol, you really could take your time. And in fact, in many cases, you're not going to even holster your pistol because check it out. When the cops show up, what are they going to do? They're going to take your gun. So the fact that you think you're going to shoot somebody and holster your gun, it's probably not going to be there. Probably the cops are going to show up and be like, hey, let me get your gun. It's going to be taken away from you. There's going to be an investigation. In fact, I would say that before the cops even show up, put the gun in the ground and step away from it. You don't want to get shoot or shot by a police officer thinking that you're the bad guy, right? So, again, here it is. Let me go back here. Lawsuit was filed Wednesday on behalf of this individual. The U.S. District Court of Pennsylvania alleged his substantial injuries were the results of the handgun potentially deadly design defect. And again, this is something that I thought that was going to happen. I don't know if it has happened more in the past, but we saw this. We know that the Sig 320 had this issue. We know that essentially there were some drama about this situation. So it was just a matter of time before it was going to come out. And again, I'm not sure if it has come out or they're being sued again, but it is what it is. So again, potentially deadly design defect that allows it to fire without the user pulling the trigger, according to the news release released by his lawyer, right? And then it goes into a little bit of the, again, a little bit of the background into this. The Army awarded the Sig Sauer contract worth $580 million in the early 2017 to produce the M17 and the M18 modular handgun system, which we all know it was a big drama. If you're not aware, it was all about, I think it came down to like the Glock and the Sig Sauer, and they picked the Sig. And I'm going to tell you, I think they did a great decision picking the Sig, because the Sig provided capabilities that the Glock just didn't provide it. Again, the Sig gave them different frames, and that was something that the Glock didn't give you, that frame, right? So when you're looking for a pistol that, again, it's a pistol that is supposed to meet the entire military, how many different people are out there? There's people with large hands, there's people with medium hands, small hand, and things like that. So having a pistol that could potentially be adjusted according to the shooter, that, to me, that's a great capability. And not only that, remember, in the M17 modular handgun system, really what they're tracking is now the frame, right? The serial numbers, the internals, if I'm correctly thinking about it, it being a while. But again, that means that you could take those internals out and you could place them in different frames. And again, if you have somebody with smaller hands, you could do that. Me personally, I think that the Sig came out with something out there that was fantastic, something that it was just like really nice to have. Glocks, we all know, dependable, reliable, they work well, but that's it. Glock is just a Glock. You're really not going to get much more than just a Glock. I mean, it works. It's a great hammer, right? Excellent hammer. But I throw the Sig wing out there. Now, obviously, if there is an issue where the Sig is just firing, and again, without pulling the trigger, that's not good. That's not good at all. But okay, so Ski right here was issued a P320 as a service weapon to use as a deportation for U.S. immigration and custom, enforcement in Pennsylvania. On September 21st, he was conducting his required quarterly firearm training in Newcastle, Delaware, according to the lawsuit. While on the firing line, he was instructed to draw and fire 2 rounds to the target, right? So very standard, range for qualification. When Ski places in on the pistol to draw out of his holster, the weapon fire according to the lawsuit. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting, right? So he places his hand over the pistol and the weapon's fire. So according to this, place his hand on the pistol grip. So he just places his hand on the pistol grip to draw out of his holster, and the weapon fires. So it doesn't look like he would drop the pistol. It doesn't look like really nothing. I mean, how much force do you put when you hold a pistol, right? You put your hand over the pistol grip. I mean, I'm sure during a training situation, it's kind of intense a little bit of movement and things like that, but really nothing drastically for the weapon to discharge. And just by placing the hand on the pistol grip, the weapon fire. Wow. Again, Skid never touched the weapon's trigger. According to this, the bullet struck him in the upper right hip and exited out of the back of his lower thigh, causing suspension. Okay, obviously causing issues. So again, here's the thing. You can read this article if you want to, get more into it. Obviously, this is something that is going to be, highly debatable. This is something that is going to be in the news, and this is something that there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out of this one. But again, you know what? I figure some of you guys want to put some input on this. I'll link this article down below. Read it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys watching. And as always, God is in control.